Hi, parents and carers. What I'm looking to do over the next few weeks is to just run you through a few of the elements that are available to you as parents now that you have access to Canvas. And I'm hoping that all, if not most of us, have been able to log on to Canvas. If you haven't, that's okay. Don't worry. Just please refer to that email that was sent through that has your login details and whatnot. And as always, if you're experiencing difficulties, please reach out. We're here to help. We're here to try and get you on so that you can see what's happening with your child and how they're going with their learning and those kinds of things. So today I wanted to show you a really quick, small part of Canvas that I think is really important for parents, and that's just seeing how their children are going in their classes, whether submitting work, some feedback they've received and things like that. I would just ask you to remember this is a test student, and so because it's a test student, obviously no one's actively doing the course and no one's actively doing the work. But I've done a dummy little task in there for you, and I'll just show you the kinds of things that you can see as a parent or a carer. So come along with me now. So as you can see here, I've logged into the Test Carer portal page. If you're a parent, you've logged in, it'll look something like this. Now, remembering that this is only linked to one test student. If you have multiple students, your other students' courses will be in this mix as well. So there's two ways to access that. You can just use it from your dashboard here, or you can click on the courses and it'll have a whole list of courses there. And it tends to work in the earlier the grade, so year sevens first, and then so on and so forth down. So I'm just gonna jump into one that I've done a dummy or a test assignment for in Canvas. Now, in Canvas, assignments are used whenever we are collecting anything from students to submit onto Canvas. Not to be confused with assessment tasks. Assessment tasks are that much broader term that we use when we're actually assessing children. Assignments in Canvas, the way I want you to think about it is anything that they submit via Canvas is an assignment. So anything that's set via Canvas or needs to be submitted via Canvas or just submitted is an assignment. An assessment is a task that students are completing for their teachers to kind of use as a moderated grade for how they're going in the course and whatnot. Now, as always, all classwork works, and teachers will be using that for all kinds of different purposes to see how your child's going, see how they're learning, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's jump in. So I'm just going to click on Year 7 Maths over here this time. I'm going to jump into that one, and it takes me to this land page, or the page that we've tried to make really similar across our different subjects. So it's very similar for you as a parent as you go to different courses. And then what I'm going to go is I'm going to go on over to this tab over here on the left, which is called Marks. Okay, and so once I click on Marks, that will take me into what's been happening in this course. Now, there's a few different things that I would like to show you on this page, and just kind of explain those out a little bit. So firstly, you can see here the name of the task. So these are all the tasks that are being done in Year 7 at the moment, and which the teacher has set for them. And you'll notice here, you'll see the due date. And then in this column here, you'll see it has a status. Now, because he's a test student, you can see that the test student hasn't done much. So they're missing lots of work here. And then the one that I have done as a test submission here for you, which I'll show you in a little bit, is you'll see that I've done that late too. And so you get, at a glance, you get some information about whether your children's are completing work or if they've submitted it late, those kinds of things. Now, as you come down, you can see there's lots of work that's been done or been set at the moment. Not all of it will be due. And then you can see down the bottom here, we've got this bolded information down the bottom here. This bolded information for you isn't really important because what this is just the organisation of the assessment tasks in the course. And definitely this total number. Don't worry about that one at all. That's to do with like a back end completion. So if you see this total percentage and it's a low percentage or there's no percentage there, don't mistake that for a grade. It's not a grade at all. It's just one of the ways that Canvas is set up. When you're looking for how your child's going, it's really important to see the feedback or see if they're completing things here. And if you have questions, reach out to teachers about that as well. So that's the really important thing to think about here, is to look at the feedback. Don't look at the number down here. The number isn't indicative of how they're going at all in the course. It's much more of a completion thing within the assignment group. So please ignore that. But look, let's look at how a particular bit of feedback can be given. And there's multiple ways it can be given depending on what the teacher has asked for the student to do, and depending on whether the teacher is giving feedback or whether they're just wanting to see that it's done and all those kinds of things. There's different things. And so you can see here this task, the dummy task that I've done. I've just tried to give you an example of the different types of feedback you might be able to get. And so if I come up here to the right and it says show all detail, and I click on that, you'll see that it's expanded. Now, if your child has done lots of these different things, it would have expand all those kind of boxes. And so here you can see here that the work has been submitted. It's been given some feedback and so on and so forth. And so right here, we've got 1 from 1. So this is, what's essentially, this was a complete or a non-complete marking thing because it's out of 1. And so you can see that it's been put in, it's been completed. Down here, you can see that there's been some comments that have gone from your child, and in this case, test student, and then the teacher, which, as I wrote back to it. And so just to show you what it is, so I've just put in here, your child might have written something like this. Hi, Mrs. Beak, I've submitted my work, test student, or Bob or Harry or whoever it is. And then down here, hi test student, or hi, insert your child's name. Here's the place where feedback can be given. Sometimes it could come in different forms. So, for example, a teacher can record their voice, add annotations to the work, or type in a comment like this. So there's different ways that teachers will communicate with your child about this kind of stuff. So you can do that by hitting that hide all or show all details, and that'll just pop that down now. The other thing you can do is you can actually click on the actual link to the exercise. You can see here the comments there as well with the thing, and then you can click over here to see their piece of work. And also this button here. Now, depending on the style that the teacher's done, and I've just tried to show you, because in English, definitely I've used this before for students. You click on that, it'll bring up the student's work, and you can see there'll be an annotation here where a teacher might be able to give some pointers and whatnot. So look, there's lots and lots of detail in this little section for teachers to give back. As I said to you, and it's really important to remember this, sometimes teachers will want to give really specific feedback here. Sometimes they're just looking to see that children have done the work and they're going through it in class with them. So don't think this is going to be a default thing where students are going through and actually always going to be giving comments. There'll be times where they do that. There'll be other times where they won't, and those kind of things. Other times they're just going to see that students have done the mark, and you'll just see that it is completed and it's marked. It's just 1 out of 1 or whatever it is that it's complete. And so that's just a little snapshot. Again, I'm just going to return over here to that mark page. That's just a little snapshot that you can do at a glance to see how they're traveling in this little bit of work. Now, down here you can see also that there's some tasks that haven't been, submitted, or they're not quite due yet. So just be mindful of that there might be lots of tasks in here that aren't ready to be submitted as well. Okay, so hoping that's helpful for you. Hoping that just gives you a little insight into one of the ways that you can look to see what your children are doing here at school. Thanks.